Hello, and welcome to another Cloud training about Duet AI. And today we'll be focusing on how Duet AI is changing the game with Google Meet. We have a whole series about some of the features and functionality that Duet AI is offering right now. So please feel free to check out the playlist that this video is attached to go ahead and look at how you can see Duet AI integrations with Google Docs, Gmail, and so much more. So today we're going to focus on three of the new features that Duet AI offers within Google Meet. We're going to be talking about creating background images with Duet AI, how to look your best, and how there's some updates to Captions is there as well. Okay, so I have a Google Meet here that I'm going to open up. And you can see me. Hi. Now you get to see me twice. Once over there or up there, and then once here on the screen. And I've got my regular old background here. All right, so this background is just a image that we use to go ahead and blur out the stuff behind me, or to show the stuff behind me. But we have some new functionality in Google Meet with Duet AI. So I'm gonna go to the three-dot menu here and go to the Apply Visual Effects. So if I go there, what we can do is we can see we have a couple different things. So we've got a little new section up here where they put something in here. We have this other area, which we'll talk about in a second, Generative Backgrounds. And then the normal things, blur and backgrounds, and then those classic images that we've come to expect from Google Meet backgrounds for a while now. Some that are static, some that have some motion, so on and so forth. There's lots of different categories. But today, we're really excited to be focusing on the generative backgrounds. You can see I already did one. So let's do one together. So what we're gonna do is click this generative background button. We got a little text box here where we could type anything in. Now, like any other generative AI things, yes, I'm still here, thanks. Like any other generative AI things that we've talked about, whether we're in Docs or Gmail, you're going to hit the limitations of what the AI and the Duet AI can handle at this phase, right? This tool is still in its infancy, so things are going to go ahead and change. So we're going to go ahead and test those limits a little bit today. So let's type something else. So let's say we are going to need a background of us at a pizza parlor in space. Really gonna push the limit here a little bit. So I'm gonna hit create other samples and see what happens. And I'm not applying a style. We could talk about a style in a second. We'll see if we can get our pizza parlor in space. Not sure if it'll happen, but this is where we get to have some fun and just kind of imagine what's possible to make this look a little bit more interesting. All right, so it says it could take about 20 seconds. Oh, okay, great, we have some images. Cool. So we have a couple of things. From these two are basically just pizzas, which just feels like a little bit of a miss. This one is a pizza in space, not quite a pizza parlor, but I feel like this one's actually kind of hitting the nail on the head. So I'm going to click this one. That looks pretty good for a pizza parlor in space. But, I think you could do a lot of other things to tweak this. I'm gonna test my luck here. You can see under style, there's lots of different styles that you can choose from. So you have photography, sci-fi, fantasy, 3D animation, illustration, and film noir. I'm not sure where this one is generally fitting in, but if we go ahead and I'm gonna choose the film noir one for a second and hit create other samples, just see if it could go ahead and handle this. We'll find out. I'm going to leave my prompt exactly as it is. Give it a moment. We'll spin, and then we can see if we can get our more of a film noir look going for our pizza parlor in space. Okay, so if we go in, you can see we're going to just kind of more classic photos of what is this? This is a diner or a pizza parlor type vibe, not quite in space. So the filters are interesting, or the styles are interesting and helpful, but it might limit your options. So to kind of give you a broader stroke, you might want to leave it on no style. Another example I was doing before was a snowy day at the beach. Again, Oftentimes, question mark, not always finding a snowy day at the beach. So just trying to push my luck a little bit here. I could easily just say like a beach and then be able to get a beautiful picture of a beach and style it. But here we go. Let's see, we have 2 here. That's sort of a snowy day at a beach. There's a chair back there behind me. And then this one, which looks like a bit of a dock kind of going out to the beach, which is, that kind of works. So it's, it's pretty cold out here on the beach, but feel free to kind of tinker with this. It's really fun to go ahead and just create something. And some of these things are, will change based on how you play with the styles or the prompts. So go ahead and play around with that and have a blast. The other thing that's helpful, but maybe less silly in our visual effects here is if we go on over to appearance, you have some more options in appearance here that help you look your best. So we have a couple of options here that talk about studio lighting, making it easier to see you against a bright background. Studio look to sharpen your features and make it a little bit clearer. And framing is not Duet AI specific, neither are some of these styles. So you can go ahead and tinker with these. I don't know how much they're going to change my lighting or how my sharpness, but you can go ahead and play around with those. And those might actually make a big difference depending on where you are. But I can go ahead and adjust my lighting here. And you can see I've got some different options here. And I can adjust, I want it to be warmer, I want it to be cooler, right? And now my lighting is really changing versus it being on automatic, which just kind of puts it right where it is. So if I had really bright light in my face or the light's off, it's gonna go ahead and try and tweak things to make it work and look the best it can for me. So those are the 2 pieces of Duet AI and Meet that are appearance related. The other thing that I wanna focus on is captions. So we've talked about captions before, but captions give you the ability to have captions going on for the folks who are talking. And now you have the ability to have translated captions in real time for more languages. And we can take a look at what that could look like and what those languages are. But basically the layout's going to be exactly the same. You're going to see captions here, except now there'll be translated captions, which are part of the Duet AI experience. So if I'm on here, if I go into my settings here, I can click this little English caption setting here, and it's going to just bring up our regular settings bar. You have some stuff in here, right? So we have language of the meeting. So if the meeting's in a different language, you could choose that here. And then translated captions, if we toggle that on, we could say translate to blank, right? So we have a couple of different options here. We have Chinese, Dutch, French, Hindi, Indonesian, Italian, Japanese, Portuguese, Russian, Spanish, Swedish, Thai, Turkish, Vietnamese. So these are the the languages that they could translate English into. And if you go ahead and switch this around, you could translate different ways from the language when you change this language of the meeting. So if you see, I could go back here, and I could see I'm speaking in English, and how well or not again is up to you as the user to go ahead and judge the accuracy here, right? Is translating into Chinese, so in real time, right? So that's a really interesting new tool that's part of the Duet AI experience to hopefully give you a little bit more value add in your Google Meet experience. Okay, so we went over 3 things today for Duet AI and Meet. We talked about studio lighting in visual effects. We talked about generating your own backgrounds and having a pizza parlor in space. And we talked about translated captions in Google Meet to a variety of languages. I'm sure there will be more features to come in the future, but this is what we have available for you today. If you have any questions, please reach out to us. We would love to hear from you and be able to help you with implementing Duet AI, or if you have any questions, we look forward to hearing from you. Thanks so much for listening.